as an influencer, right, we go through a lot that just like normal people don't go through. I'm telling you this because I was once a normal person. I still am a normal person, but I have to deal with the life of social media.
Try being an influencer for a day. Try it. Because the people who say it's easy are so far out of their minds. Try it for a day. It is not for everybody. In fact, it's for a very small handful of people who can actually do this job. Because it's absolutely insane. You do not want to have this job. I'm just saying.
This kind of behavior of going on your social media to rant to your followers who have given you your platform, who are supplementing your income, about how miserable your job of being an influencer is and how hard you have it, is not productive. It's out of touch. Get ready to have your jaw on the floor in disgust and disbelief this entire video. Because these influencers have officially lost the plot and they love to find ways to complain about how rich they are and how hard their lives have become as a result of their extremely difficult job of being an influencer. Hello, my name's Hannah and welcome back to another episode of Influencer Insanity, where we debrief all things influencer and social media culture. Today, we are talking about out-of-touch influencers. Those who post things that make the average viewer go, that was a choice. And it makes you question, has this influencer lost the ability to be humble? Is entitlement their default setting now? Once you hit a certain tax bracket, do you have to go somewhere and like trade in your humility and self-awareness? I can show you what I mean way better than I can tell you, and believe me, I have so many shocking examples that are about to make your head explode. But first, go ahead and grab yourself a drink or a snack for this video. You're gonna need it. And while you do that, let me tell you about my new hyperfixation snack and the sponsor of today's video, Magic Spoon. Magic Spoon brings you the delicious nostalgia of your favorite childhood cereal in a high-protein, no-sugar form. There's the classic flavors you know and love like fruity, cocoa, and peanut butter, but they've also got specialty flavors like cinnamon roll, maple waffle, and birthday cake, and many, many, many more. My personal all-time favorite is the fruity flavor, followed closely behind by peanut butter and birthday cake, but this is the most bang-on nostalgic fruity cereal, except it leaves you feeling fueled and satisfied because it's got 13 grams of protein and no sugar. My favorite times to eat Magic Spoon are actually not for breakfast. I eat it as like a pre or post-workout snack. A lot of times I'll eat it in the mid-afternoon to combat that like 3 p.m. sugar craving that I get every day. Or sometimes I'll eat it in the evenings, almost like a dessert. Anytime is a good time for Magic Spoon, I think, because it fulfills that sweet carby craving without the sugary gut bomb feeling afterwards. And if you didn't know, Magic Spoon now has treats for when you're on the go. They've got 11 to 12 grams of protein, only 1 gram of sugar, and they've got a crispy, crunchy, airy type texture instead of that stickiness that you would expect from a protein bar. My favorite flavor is the marshmallow. It's very nostalgic. If you'd like to get hooked on your new favorite snack with me, you can head to the link in the description box below and use my code HannahAlonzo for $5 off. Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed by a 100% happiness guarantee online. So if you don't like it for any reason, they refund you your money, no questions asked. You can also find Magic Spoon in your nearest grocery store, but if you want the discount, again, you can head to magicspoon.com/HannahAlonzo and use my code HannahAlonzo for $5 off. Thanks Magic Spoon for sponsoring today's video. I hope you've got your snacks in hand because this is about to be a doozy. Get comfy, let's go. I've got 11 different examples of out-of-touch influencers for you today, and no better place to start than the thing that I saw that inspired this entire video topic, the straw that broke the camel's back, if you will. The thing that finally sent me over the edge to be like, nah, this is getting out of hand. We have got to address how out-of-touch influencers have become because it's truly sickening. Here's what I mean.
Can we talk about how much makeup shopping I've done recently? This is all there's just so many good new products I've recently discovered. I had a MAC blackout, if you will. 1, 2, 3 trips to MAC. Look at all this. This is literally all just the last couple weeks. But I've just been sitting in here because I don't know what to do with it. Because I want to do a haul, but it's so massive that I'm like, this is an hour and a half haul. Several first impressions. I don't know. It's so much at this point. I'm too excited.
Let's count these together, shall we? 2 bottomless boxes of makeup and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shopping bags full as well. And she made sure to point out that this is just what she has purchased in the last couple weeks alone, as if this isn't 10 times more than the average person would own in their entire lifetime. So back in my college days, I used to work part-time at Ulta. Given that background, I'm confident estimating that this amount of makeup shown in this video is worth between $4,000 and $5,000. In this bag alone, I think I counted 18 MAC products that look like mostly lip and eye products, maybe some cheek products in there too. And I know these to cost around $25 a piece on average. So 18 products, about $25 each. That's $450 in makeup in this one bag alone. And just roughly estimating, the amount of product in that one MAC makeup bag looks like it's about a 10th or a 12th-ish of the total product shown in the video. Of course, this is a complete estimate. I could be slightly off base, but just to put it into perspective, the amount of money that this influencer has spent on makeup in the past couple weeks is approximately equivalent to some people's entire monthly salary. And she had the audacity to come on her Instagram story and make a big deal about how she blacked out at the makeup stores and went way overboard and found herself in this tragic situation of just not knowing what to do with it all. If she films it for a YouTube video to show you guys her makeup haul, the video would be like an hour and a half long. That's just simply too much work. Who has the time? God, what a deeply unfortunate situation to be in. I would hate to be her. Thoughts and prayers. Like, come on. Do you see how ridiculous this sounds? I know you do. I know you get it. It doesn't end there though. The very next slide on her Instagram story is this one.
Then I have this section over here. These are like the two different versions of me. We have the makeup section and then this is the organization section. This is all stuff that I purchased for my pantry. So I'm finally ready to dive in and fully organize my pantry from top to bottom. Oh God.
Oh God, what a stressor, what a hassle to have to deal with this. For context, she just moved into this gorgeous, massive, brand new house in California and she's in the process of unpacking. And wherever will she find the time to stock these thousands of dollars of curated containers full of thousands of dollars of specialty snacks in her gigantic, gorgeous, brand new walk-in pantry? Talk about a first world problem. Now here's a thought. How about be thankful that you can afford to fill that pantry at all? Something that many of your viewers likely struggle with. I just imagine the person out there who's living paycheck to paycheck, who has to carefully budget for groceries, sitting there and watching this in disgust as she whines about having too much stuff and she's plagued by the issue of not knowing where to put it all in her big, beautiful new house. And allow me to set the record straight before we get any farther into this video. Most of the examples I'm about to show you have to do with influencers flaunting and somehow finding ways to complain about their extreme wealth. And I can understand how criticizing somebody's wealth can come off as being a bitter, jealous hater. So please hear me when I say this. My personal issue is not that influencers are rich and that they have nice things. That's great for them. My issue is with the delivery, the nuance, the tone they're taking when talking about these things with their audience. It's one thing to get on and say, wow, I'm feeling so fortunate. I was able to pick up a bunch of new makeup recently. I can't wait to film it for you guys and show you the best of the best. It's another thing to do what she's doing here and essentially gawk at herself for how much money she spent and how she blacked out in the store and then complain about how it's going to be too much work and take too much time to film it for her followers. You are a beauty influencer. This is your job. Know your audience, okay? The vast majority of people watching this cannot relate to it in any way. Speaking for myself here, I will never have enough disposable income to spend in this fashion. The only time I've seen this much makeup in one place is when I worked retail at Ulta and we were unpacking the shipment boxes. This is completely unrelatable, but you know what? Being unrelatable is not always necessarily a bad thing. We can't fault somebody for how much money they have or how their life looks drastically different than ours. In fact, I'm sure that a portion of these big influencers following simply follow them because they're a little bit unrelatable in some way, because it's fascinating and entertaining to watch. But what you really do not want to do as an influencer is go from somebody who is simply unrelatable to now someone who is completely out of touch with reality and lacking awareness of your audience. It's all in the delivery, and this video is filled with endless examples of influencers who have extremely thoughtless and borderline insulting delivery, which is a perfect segue into this next clip. This is someone who's a couple weeks out from moving her family of 6 across the country to their new house that they bought in Florida, and here's her grievances about that process.
I have been paralyzed trying to find or looking at furniture for the new house. I'm actually, what I was sharing of Lacey a little bit ago, we are going back to Florida next Thursday because the boys will have basketball and baseball tryouts on Friday and Saturday, I think. So I'm going to go and measure for things, but I'm looking at like a couch. God, what the fuck are my kids doing? Hold on. Back to the furniture. I am totally fine slowly furnishing the new house, but I wanted to have I want to make sure when we're there, everybody has a bed set up and ready to go, and we have a couch, and that there is some sort of patio furniture situation in the backyard, and a TV. Well, let's be honest, I need a living room TV, master bedroom, kids' rooms, because you ain't talking to me. Like, I don't know. Go to your room. And then, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot. I just bought 3 washers and dryers yesterday because we, at this house, the actual main house is, I think, maybe even more than this, 1,000 square feet smaller than our house, which I'm totally fine with. But then, if you're not from Florida, or if you've never heard of this before, we have a carriage house, which is like an apartment above the garage. So when we have family and friends come to stay, I think it's like 800 square feet, and it's got a full kitchen, full washer and dryer, bedroom, living room, bathroom. Anyway, all that to say, I need to get at least the couch ordered right away. Oh shit, I need to get the blinds put up too. There's a lot of shit to do.
I'll be honest, I watched through this influencer's Instagram stories for like a week in preparation for this video, and they were all insufferable. Basically non-stop complaining about how stressed she is about this move. Which, you know, valid. My husband's in the military, we do a cross-country move every few years, and the moving process is extremely unenjoyable. I empathize with that. But all this business about how stressful it is to go buy all new furniture and how she's got to prioritize getting 3 washers and dryers and 6 TVs for both her main house and the carriage house, and how stressful that is to have to go online and place all of these orders. Meanwhile, I'm over here like, you've got room for 3 washers and dryers and 6 TVs in your new place? This is what I mean by out of touch. I don't doubt that these feel like really big problems in her life right now, but have a little perspective. Do you hear the words coming out of your mouth? Have you considered how this is going to be received by your viewers? What would life look like if you approached it from the mindset of, how fortunate am I to be able to move my whole family to our dream house on the beach and provide them with a safe and comfortable home with necessities and luxuries combined. Instead of, oh, I'm so stressed, I have too many nice things to get ordered. Then she goes on to share a commissionable link for this washer and dryer set that she bought, so of course the curiosity killed me, I had to see for myself. This washer and dryer set is $1,600 and she bought 3 of them. She dropped nearly $5 grand on these things, and she just threw it in there casually like it was nothing, which again is fine. But you have to question, why did she even bring this up at all? What's the point of this Instagram story? You didn't have to say that. You didn't have to slip this into the conversation. Was it to not so humbly brag? Was it an opportunity to post this commissionable link so she could make a little money? Is it like a sneaky little sales pitch? Whatever it is, it feels gross to watch from the viewer perspective. As does this video, which is definitely not as bad, but some more entitled behavior from the same influencer, so I'll just throw it in right here.
Hi, Karen here. So I just stood in line forever. We do Chipotle every single Friday night for dinner. We have since our kids were like 2 years old. Chipotle, literally, I need somebody corporate to see this, to hear this, because anytime I talk about this, everyone's like, yes, every time. Why are you guys not prepping more salad dressing? It is, when I was just in there, it's 6:20 p.m. on a Friday night. Every single time we go in there and order the chicken salad, I'm sorry, we're out of dressing. How are you out of dressing by 6 o'clock every night? Like, that's when you just start knowing that and you prep more, okay? Okay, Luther just told me to come home and have a cocktail. He's the one that always flips out, and I'm always just like, let it go. Like, you know, going in, the salad's not even for me, it's for Luther. But I don't get it, how it doesn't matter what time we go in there. Sometimes it's like 4:45. Oh, we're out. You didn't make it.
What is that?
You didn't make it, Johnny. Don't lie to me. I'm going to call your mother and tell on you. Just kidding. It wasn't the little tween's fault that was working there. But
Firstly, feeding a family of 6 Chipotle on a weekly basis is a privilege, not a cost that many people can afford or justify. So that itself comes off pretty unrelatable, but again, being unrelatable is not an inherently bad thing. It's the getting on Instagram stories and tagging Chipotle the corporation to get the head honcho's attention or whoever. You're probably just getting the social media manager's attention if we're being honest. But it's like the public outcry to get this word out to the top of Chipotle that you need salad dressing is like next level entitlement, made worse by the fact that she is doing this while driving, while behind the wheel of a moving vehicle with her children in the car, taking her hands off the wheel at a couple points as well. I guarantee you, your Chipotle salad dressing rant is not worth the safety of everybody on the road right now. And to think that it's an appropriate time, place, manner to make this kind of post comes off as extremely selfish and entitled, in my opinion. Sure, it's frustrating when your favorite restaurant is out of something you like consistently, but you know what? All it takes is a polite, respectful, quick conversation with the location manager to sort this whole thing out. Hey, we're in here every week. We love your salads, but we noticed that you've been out of dressing recently. Just wanted to see if there's a solution to that. It's that simple. Maybe it's a supply chain issue. Maybe it's a store prep issue. Regardless, it's a 60-second conversation to address it. But for some reason, influencers just don't think like that. Instead, they see it as a content opportunity and something that is so dire and so pressing that they must post it right now from behind the wheel of a moving vehicle. It's insanity. Zero self-awareness. Here's another one that probably takes the cake for lack of self-awareness.
You guys, I went to Erewhon today to get groceries because it's a grocery store. The amount of people, it has just fully turned into like a tourist attraction. Like, it is literally insane. You can't park. There's like 40 people waiting to take photos of their like Sophia Richie smoothie. I'm just like, you guys, it's a grocery store. Like, am I missing something?
Yeah, you're missing that it's a high-end specialty health food store that sells things like camel milk, sea moss gel, and $18 smoothies. I found an article on Business Insider that compared prices between Erewhon and Whole Foods. This is astonishing. Bananas are $1.29 per pound at Erewhon and 79 cents per pound at Whole Foods. Avocados are $4 each at Erewhon, or you can get 4 for $5 at Whole Foods. Oat milk is $7 at Erewhon, or for the exact same kind at Whole Foods, you could get it for $5.49. Same thing with black beans. It's $6.49 a can at Erewhon. Same brand is $5 at Whole Foods. And remember that Whole Foods in itself is like a higher end, more expensive grocery store. So the fact that Erewhon is a step above Whole Foods is crazy. If you're doing your regular grocery shopping at Erewhon, I'm sorry. My opinion of you is that you are extremely financially irresponsible and you don't know how to manage your money. Or you're just too wealthy that you simply don't care and you don't mind throwing your money away. There is no logical reason to buy your basic groceries at Erewhon on any kind of regular basis. Going occasionally for these specialty items that you can't find anywhere else, sure. But why would you willingly pay like 25 to 50% more for produce and canned goods? Just because you paid more doesn't mean the groceries are better, doesn't mean you're any better. So to make a TikTok video getting all pissy about how these poor regular people are clogging up Erewhon, making it difficult for rich influencers like you to get your grocery shopping done is laughable. Given that Erewhon is a Los Angeles exclusive chain store for right now, it kind of is like a tourist experience. Yeah, regular people aren't going there to shop for basic groceries. That would be stupid. They're going there to gawk at the experience and to indulge in the country's most expensive smoothies. The comments on this are top tier as well. I'm so sorry you're dealing with this, babe. I can't fathom what you're going through. Should we alert the authorities? Praying for you through these tough times. You're such a fighter. Ugh, how inconvenient, babes. My God, I'm so sorry this happened to you. Thoughts and prayers. She thinks it's a joke that everyone just goes to Erewhon for the experience, but everyone else thinks it's a joke that she actually does her grocery shopping there. It's so out of touch with reality, and she's basically telling on herself for having poor budgeting skills. Okay, this next one. This one had me actually screaming when I first saw it. I simply could not believe this was something that somebody actually filmed and actually put on the internet. It was deleted pretty quickly afterwards, I'm assuming because of backlash, and you'll see exactly why.
Okay, so today we are going to chat about something that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So as an influencer, right, we go through a lot that just like normal people don't go through. And I'm telling you this because I was once a normal person. I still am a normal person, but I have to deal with the life of social media, which is very different than a standard person's life in terms of what we go through, especially in terms of mental health. I would say like mainly in terms of mental health.
Yeah, you're right. Normal people, standard people, they don't struggle with their mental health. We just wouldn't understand.
And for all the creators on this app, right, like we go through so much and we are basically expected to go through it alone, because anytime we try to like say what's going on or whatever, like what we're going through, people are like, stop talking about it. We just want to see your content, right? Like, so for me, we don't want to hear you complaining about what you're going through and your battles. We just want your content, right?
Yeah, because you're a content creator. People follow you for the content, not to hear you complain about how your job is so hard.
And it's really like, it's hard because it's very heavy. Like what the amount of bullying we go through is really heavy. And then anytime influencers try to come and talk about it, we're basically told to shut up. So shut up, stop complaining, and da-da-da-da-da. The moment that I signed up for this app and showed my face, people hated me. It doesn't matter who you are. If you read creators' comments, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you stand for. As long as you decide to share your life publicly, people are going to destroy you. I just want to let you guys know that this industry is rough. It is rough out here, and there is no punishment for people. They can do whatever they want. They can start whatever rumor they want about you. They can make it a fact because they can spread it, and then another person can spread it, and another person can spread it until it becomes true. There doesn't have to be any validity. And then people want you to address things that are none of their business. It is crazy. And this is me on my scale with my little 1 million. But imagine people with 5, 10, 15, 20 million or big celebrities and the shit that they deal with and their mental health. And every time they try to talk about it, oh, don't talk about it. Stick to whatever you're supposed to be doing. Like, anyways, that's the vibe for today. That's all I'm doing with my hair, and I'm loving the rest. Frizzy. I'm doing that for my trolls.
I just do not like the way she said my little 1 million. It was so condescending. Girl, you have 1 million followers, 1.7 million followers by this point. Those are the followers that have given you a platform, made you relevant, and contributed to your income. Have some humility and respect for those measly 1 million followers. So here's the thing, you guys. This girl's content is literally just videos of her dipping things in mustard and then eating them, usually sausages. I swear to God, that is what she's built a platform doing. That's the job she's talking about being so difficult. That's the job that's affecting her mental health so bad that us regular people couldn't even begin to understand it. And just so we don't get it twisted, again, this is not a game of whose problems are worse. This is not a competition of who's struggling more. I understand that one person's smallest problem might feel like another person's biggest problem. And I am not here to police what people are allowed to feel upset about in their own lives. I have no doubt that mean comments and troll comments do feel like a big deal to her, and I can vouch for the fact that it is emotionally and mentally taxing to have horrible things said to you by strangers on the internet every single day. That's also the life I live, so I can empathize with her on that level. However, this kind of behavior of going on your social media to rant to your followers who have given you your platform, who are supplementing your income, about how miserable your job of being an influencer is and how hard you have it, is not productive. It's out of touch. This is not the audience who's willing to hear it. This is not the time or place to seek validation. This is the kind of thing you talk to your personal friends, your influencer friends, a therapist about. It comes off very poorly to be complaining about your platform to the people that have given you that platform. And on that note, we could not do a video on out of touch influencers without mentioning this infamous Michaela Nogueira clip. This now deleted TikTok video was posted a couple years ago in 2022, I believe, so it's definitely made its rounds. If you're active on TikTok, I'm sure you saw all the uproar about it at the time, but here it is just to round out this point, okay?
We got Caesar salad, with a little bit of Caesar dressing. You know, I'm feeling like a fucking asshole today. So, I'm gonna clap back at people because I'm tired. I'm so tired. Every single day, I get up at 6 a.m. I spend about 5 to 6 hours filming video content that ranges from 3 to 4 videos, and I spend a few hours editing that video content. Then I have to work on my other social media profiles, whatever it may be, Instagram, whatever. It's fucking marketing. Then I'm in meetings from 12 to 5. I literally just finished working. It's 5:19. Try being an influencer for a day. Try it. Because the people who say it's easy are so far out of their minds, try it for a day. It is not for everybody. In fact, it's for a very small handful of people who can actually do this job. Because it's absolutely fucking insane. You do not want to have this job. I'm just saying.
The absolute horror of having to wake up every day and go to work and get off work at 5:19? What a life of misery. Michaela's already gotten a ton of heat for this video, so I won't belabor the point too much. But you can see that it's so far outside the scope of reality that it's almost insulting to people with traditional jobs. Like, wait a minute, you have to work for several hours a day filming and editing videos from your house where you get to set your own schedule and create whatever content you want? I mean, whatever will you do? Anytime I see influencers complaining about their jobs, I immediately think about my brother who works 12-hour night shifts in the ER. There are people out here working to change and save lives, and you really think creating makeup TikTok videos is the hardest job there is. It's just so classless, especially coming from someone of her caliber with 15 million followers who is afforded an ungodly amount of money and privilege given to her by those followers, by that platform. And once again, I'm not saying she's not allowed to have aspects of her job she doesn't like. We all do. But it's all in the delivery. This is a very, very bad look for her. This next one kind of fits into that same theme of influencers not having a sense for what us normal people do. Get a load of this.
Here's what we spend in a day as a doctor and a stay-at-home mom who are about to take a 6-figure pay cut. Today is a low spend day, meaning we don't spend any money unless it's essential or close there to it. I try to do this several times a week, but some weeks it's harder than others. Before William went to work, he made me my coffee and I made the boys breakfast at home, so that was free. William small batch roasts our coffee, which saves us a bunch of money every week, and it's just the best coffee. Another major way we've reduced our monthly expenses is that William and I both drive used cars that we bought with cash. This means we don't have a monthly car payment at all, and we try to walk pretty much any place we can, so we don't spend very much money on gas either. Side note, I'm trying out some new products for the first time in a long time because I ran out of some of my makeup recently. I am loving the Iris and Romeo Weekend Skin and the It Cosmetics Concealer. All the other products you see in this video I've had for over a year. Another way I save money is by not giving into all the trends and buying new products all the time. I just buy things when I need them. Obviously, there are some exceptions to that, but that's my general rule of thumb. Our free activity for the morning is meeting some friends at the park. I always pack our own snack trays so that I don't have to buy fast food or spend any money while we're out. I'm always shocked by how many good, free, local things are going on to do with toddlers. Highly recommend joining a local Facebook page because they'll always tell you about what fun stuff is going on. This playground was brand new. It just opened up and our kids had a blast. When we got home, I made the boys some dino nuggets and green beans for lunch, so that was free. Also, if you're new here, I say that was free because I account for the cost of groceries on the day that I buy them and not on the day that we eat them. Obviously, I do know that groceries are not free, but girl math is I didn't spend money on it today, so it counts as free. William spent $4 on a coffee out, bringing us to a grand total of $4 for the day, which I think is pretty dang good.
Okay, so her budgeting tips were: number 1, eat at home because apparently groceries are free if you didn't buy them that day. Number 2, just buy your cars in cash. And number 3, go do free activities like taking your kids to the park. For some important context, what I found out is that this woman's husband is a doctor and he's about to do a fellowship program. And what I know about this, which is basically nothing, so take it with a grain of salt, is that you go and you do the fellowship, but you don't get paid as much as you were getting paid as a doctor, because for these few years of the fellowship, you're in more of a training role. And then when you have completed the fellowship and you have the specialized training, and then you go back to being a doctor in your new specialized field, then your earning potential bumps up for the long term. So doing the fellowship is kind of like an investment in your future. I think, okay, that's what my 30-second Google search told me. So that's why she's saying that they're about to take a 6-figure pay cut. It's a temporary pay cut, which is actually an investment in their financial future because he can make more money down the road. Here's why I think this messaging is out of touch. Imagine making so much money that you can take a 6-figure pay cut and still afford to live on a single income household. Now imagine that the biggest budgeting sacrifices you have to make are eating your meals at home and taking your kids to the park. Imagine offering the tip that in order to save more money, all you gotta do is just pay for your cars in cash so you don't have a car payment. How easy is that? This was one of those videos where I was like, is this satire? Is this a joke? Is she really serious? Oh yeah, she's dead serious. Once again, great for them for having money, but what is this content? Eating meals at home and packing snacks to go to the park is just a normal, average thing to do, but she's presenting it like it's this revolutionary money-saving hack. No, girl, that's what most of us do most of the time. Oh, but thankfully there was still room in the budget for a 10-day family vacation to Aruba before they moved for his fellowship program. So that's a relief. How tragic would that have been if they had to give up eating out and their tropical vacation? On the same topic of vacations, here's a video from an influencer describing how her job is just too overwhelming and too all-consuming, and she realized that she spends way too much time on her phone working, that she has to make a drastic change and she has to make it now.
I keep trying to film this and I feel like I don't know how to explain it, but I just feel like I need a reset in my life right now. I love my life so much. I love my family, my kids, my hubby. I love my job. I love you guys. I love so much about my life, but I really feel like my work-life balance is not good. Actually, no, it's not good. It's very unhealthy. I was looking at my screen time from last year and I can't even tell it to you guys because I'm mortified at the amount of time that I'm spending on my phone. I just love my jobs. I think that's why I work so much. Like, I love what I do. I love you guys. I love talking to you. I love creating stuff on here. I love sharing our life with you. I love shooting pictures and editing them. I love the videos. I love the post, shopping for it, creating all of it. And modern technology has made it so, to where it's just on my phone. It's with me all the time. So I can just pop on and start working. And I do. And I have the hardest time turning it off. And I accomplish a lot because I love to work and I do it so much. But I feel it is, that has come with a cost. And it is starting to mentally and physically really affect my health this year. I've really felt the ramifications of it, and I just don't think the current trajectory that I'm on is sustainable. So anyway, I'm hitting the reset button. I will not be shaving my head like Brittany, but my sweet husband helped me this week. We contacted the brands I was supposed to work with this month. I think I had like 20, 30 collaborations lined up. We have canceled them all. Friday we went to the boys' school. They go to a private school, and we switched them to remote learning. We picked up their books and assignments for the month. And last night at 9 o'clock, I booked a ticket to somewhere we've never been. And yeah, I bought a one-way ticket, so I'm not sure when we're coming home. But I just need to go reset my life and my priorities and get our family back on track. Mentally healthy, physically healthy, work-life balance healthy. What I'm currently doing does not feel good, and this is not how I want my life to feel. So I'm going to make a change. So I'm just on like a little bit of like a wellness journey right now. A spiritual journey.
She was actually making all these Instagram stories from the airport. She said that the day before she'd had enough of her busy, difficult influencer lifestyle, and that the solution was naturally to book one-way tickets to take her whole family somewhere they've never been before. She canceled all of her brand deals that month. She cleared her schedule. She took her kids out of their private school, and they hit the road. What they ended up doing was a month-long vacation to Australia. It looks like they went without a plan, and they just bopped around the whole country doing whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted, for the entire month. They went to zoos, zoos, on helicopter rides, tours, beach days. They visited the Sydney Tower Eye. They went snorkeling. They had spa days. They visited the Daintree Rainforest, Hayman Island, and of course, endless resorts and restaurants. How do I know this, you might ask? Because she didn't actually take a break from influencing at all. She documented every single day of this entire trip. Still posting content, still posting commissionable links, still on her phone all day, every day. It looked to me like she was still working, she was just doing it from a more romanticized setting. How nice that must be to be like, oh, influencing is feeling too hard these days. I don't feel like working this month, clear the schedule, let's book the tickets, let's take our family of 5 on a 1-month Australian vacation. Honestly, good for them. Couldn't be me, but it looked like they had a blast. I just find it out of touch because it's so clearly not something her average follower has the ability to do themselves. Most people can't just put a pause on life to go spend likely tens of thousands of dollars on a last-minute vacation when they don't feel like working anymore. And remember, influencers are able to live this way because of the money they make off of their content and platform. When you watch and follow an influencer, you are funding their lifestyle. Remember that. So something feels off about getting on your Instagram story and making it this whole deal about how hard your life has been lately to the people that essentially pay you, to the people who have afforded you the ability to quit your job for a month and go gallivant around Australia. And as I keep reiterating, it's about the delivery. It would be one thing if she said, I want to go travel, you only live once, I want to give my kids these great experiences, here we go, we're doing it. But that's not what she said. She said, oh, it's just been so difficult lately, I've been on my phone way too much, influencing is so hard these days, and I'm just desperate for a reset, and this is my solution. Instead of just taking a few days off like anybody else would, you're having a full-blown, lavish, extended vacation. There is so much privilege in that. The least you could do is acknowledge it and show your gratitude towards it. And then to wrap up this video, I have a few rapid-fire examples that are a lot more subtle, but they still make my out-of-touch influencer spidey senses tingle a little bit. Here's one that on the surface looks pretty harmless and even sweet. This influencer posted a picture of her son in front of 2 different Lego sets he built that he's clearly proud of, but then the next slide says, I know Legos are probably the most expensive hobby, so I'd love to bless 5 of your kiddos with a set they've been wanting. Let me know what set and I'll reach out to get your address and send it to them. So at first glance, this is like, oh wow, how nice of her, but something about the wording rubs me the wrong way. It's giving, I know Lego is really expensive and that you probably can't afford it, but I can, so let me buy your kid a Lego set so that they can have nice things too. It's giving the same energy as a backhanded compliment. I think that's great that she wants to be charitable and gift toys to kids, but again, it's the delivery. I'd love to bless 5 of your kids with a Lego set they've been wanting but haven't gotten yet because you can't afford it as their parents. I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into it. I'm sure that her intentions were good. It's just the lack of awareness, I think. She didn't have to mention how expensive Lego is, but she did. So you have to ask yourself why? What was the intention behind that? And just because I'm nosy, I asked my mother-in-law to track down the prices on these 2 different Lego sets because she was a contestant on season 4 of Lego Masters and she would know that kind of thing. Which, by the way, shameless plug that she did not ask me to give. She's got a YouTube channel called Bricks with Mimi and she started the channel so that her grandkids who all live in different states can build Lego with her. Is that not the most wholesome thing you have ever heard? It's videos of her building Lego Duplo sets step by step in a very sweet and child-friendly way, so if you've got young kids that want to learn to build Lego, her channel is perfect for that. I would love to share my daughter's Mimi with you. She is the best. Anyway, she came to the rescue and she was able to hunt down these sets for me, and it turns out that this castle costs $400 and the dragon costs $100. This influencer is just casually showing off that she can afford $500 worth of Lego for her son to build. And not only that, she's not so humbly bragging that while you probably can't afford that for your child, she can. And she would love to buy your kid whatever set they want because price is no object to her. That's how I'm taking this. Like I said, I bet the intentions are good, it just feels a little off. And continuing on with this episode of I'm Rich, You're Poor, here's a bunch of influencers on what looks to be like a private plane going on a brand trip with Tarte Cosmetics. I can't play the audio because of copyright issues, but they're lip syncing to the song Glamorous by Fergie where it goes, if you ain't got no money, take your broke ass home. And it's obviously intended to rub their privilege in your face, right? Private plane, champagne, decked out in gifted brand gear, while lip syncing to a song about how you're too poor to hang out with them. tacky much? The thing about these brand trips is that they're gifted, they're fully paid for. So these travel arrangements that you're seeing in this video were likely not funded by these influencers themselves. Everything you see pictured in this video was likely given to them for free. So I find it quite ironic that they're positioning themselves as being better and richer than everyone else while also having everything handed to them. Have some humility, my God. What an incredible once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. What a privilege to get to go on this trip. And rather than showing some grace and gratitude, you go and post something like this. That is so out of touch and so disrespectful. And lastly, let's end on a note that isn't related to money. Here's an influencer filming an aesthetic TikTok video featuring severe air pollution from wildfires in Canada. And she captions it, "I was laying in bed with cramps when all of a sudden the room was orange. I looked up and was surrounded by a Blade Runner-esque scene. My phone couldn't capture the colors, so after admiring this insane sight, I grabbed my camera and shot a few moments. Hashtag Canada fire, hashtag climate change, hashtag air quality." The comments on this video sum it up perfectly. How can I make this disaster about me? Oh Jesus, not the hand on the glass. Get ready with me to romanticize a disaster. Girl, please. Some people are so out of touch, it's ridiculous. We are losing our homes. Be effing for real. Once again, influencers are not living on planet Earth with the rest of us. They're living up in the sky in their own little worlds. And apparently they don't have self-awareness up there to realize that romanticizing natural disasters is in poor taste. This is not about you. But it wouldn't be influencing if they didn't find themselves at the center of the universe living completely out of touch with reality. And with that, my friends, that's everything I have for you for another episode of Influencer Insanity. I feel like collectively we all just need some fresh air after this video. I don't know what you've got going on the rest of the day, but maybe take some time, go outside, take a walk, cuddle your pets, call someone you love and tell them that you love them, cook a nice meal, read a book, go to bed early, do something just to ground yourself again. Appreciate the simple pleasures in life. You do not need all of these extravagant things you see influencers forcing upon you on social media. Because remember, friends, the internet is not real. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you in my next one real soon.